Sam Raimi and Jordan Peele joined forces as producers. The first images from Ready or Not 2 are here, and the Silent Night, Deadly Night remake gets into a little bit of viral marketing ahead of release. All of that on the horror news. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here with the horror news, where we sift through everything and find the stories that you care about, or at least the ones that I'm interested in. This time around, we've got a few juicy nuggets to bite into, so let's get into it. Real quick before we get going, please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on any and all stories that are covered here today, and tell me about franchises or stories that you want me to cover in the future. And with that being said, let's jump into the news. Alright, so this first story was actually sent to me by one of our channel members and moderators here, Eli Cortez, so thank you so much, Eli, for looking out. And the headline reads, Portrait of God. Sam Raimi and Jordan Peele joined forces to produce religious horror movie. The article from John Squires reads, Horror masters Sam Raimi and Jordan Peele will work together for the first time as producers on Portrait of God, a feature adaptation of a viral short from filmmaker Dylan Clark. Clark's Portrait of God was uploaded to YouTube 3 years ago and has amassed over 8.6 million views, and Deadline reports that Universal has acquired the feature expansion. Written by Dylan Clark and Joe Russo of The Inheritance, the feature version of Portrait of God, quote, expands on the world of Clark's viral horror short of the same name. The unsettling short film runs 7 minutes 30 seconds long and centers on a religious young woman preparing a presentation on Portrait of God, a provocative painting that appears blank to some, while others see the face of God within the darkness. As she herself stares into the blackness of the painting, it's not long before something starts staring back at her. Jordan Peele and Wynn Rosenfeld will produce through Monkey Paw Productions' first look deal with the studio, alongside Sam Raimi and Rommel Adam through Ghost House Pictures. But first, Sam Raimi returns to horror with this January's Send Help. Okay, so this is a short film that I had no idea about until today, but I'm so happy that Eli sent it over because it is chilling. It's really good stuff, guys. Definitely worth the 7.5 minutes. It's going to be interesting to see how they, flesh this out and turn it into a feature-length film. I think it's going to have a little bit of that walking sim kind of feel, like The Ring or The Grudge, that kind of thing, where this entity sort of haunts people and picks people off one by one as they see it. And I think this could be interesting because there's this whole thing in the Old Testament about how no person could ever look at God, that just the sight of God in and of itself would kill you. So here we're going to see that played out in a horror film, produced by one of the modern masters of horror in Jordan Peele. And then we've got Sam Raimi, who is relatively modern, but he's a little old school at this point. One of my favorite producers and directors. So I'm really looking forward to this, especially after watching the short. I think it's fantastic. I will link it in the description. So if you guys haven't seen it, then check it out and jump on into the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Let me know your thoughts on the short film. And with that being said, let's move on to the next story. Next up, we've got our very first images from Ready or Not 2, including shots of Samara Weaving, Catherine Newton, David Cronenberg, and Sarah Michelle Gellar. The article by John Squires reads, Directors Radio Silence are back for more grisly games in sequel Ready or Not, Here I Come, and People has shared the very first images from the upcoming horror movie. Ready or Not, Here I Come opens in theaters April 10th, 2026. Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette tell People that Ready or Not 2, quote, goes hand in hand with the first in an unexpected yet seamless way. It's exciting to see Grace get into a new fucked up situation that deepens her story and her character, and we wanted to make sure that this movie wasn't just more of the same. We put a ton of love into this movie to make it a worthy sequel that we're hoping fans of the first movie and people who are getting to know Grace for the first time will really love. Samara Weaving teases that the sequel is, quote, so unhinged, absolutely cooked. Those sicko writers came up with a way in that's somehow both a natural progression and very surprising. And not only are we getting Samara Weaving, but alongside her we've got Catherine Newton, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Elijah Wood, friggin' David Cronenberg is in this movie, and Kevin Durand is also featured in the sequel's cast. Which I'm super pumped about because even if the movie is mediocre, I'll take all the Kevin Durand you got. And of course, as stated previously, Radio Silence is back to direct for Searchlight Pictures with a script by original Ready or Not writers Guy Busick and R. Christopher Murray. So yeah, guys, let me just kind of scan through these images and put them up on the screen while I talk about this film. And I guess how I feel about Radio Silence. If you guys have followed the channel for any extended amount of time, you know I'm pretty lukewarm about these guys. I thought Abigail was good, not great. And I think Ready or Not is probably my favorite movie of theirs because, man, Scream 5 and 6 just didn't really do it for me. I don't think they're bad movies, they just don't really feel like Scream movies. So I think they feel more comfortable here in this world. They have an odd sense of humor, it doesn't really land with me, and unfortunately, if humor doesn't land and timing doesn't land, it's just really difficult to feel as an audience member for me that I'm on the same page as these guys. Again, I don't think they're bad filmmakers, and I'm happy for their success. They get a lot of love out there, and deservedly so. A lot of people really dig what they do. I just think for me, they fall a bit short of greatness, but I did really enjoy the first film. I love these performers that they've got in this upcoming sequel, and I'm looking forward to checking this one out in the theater. But of course, I'm curious to know what you guys think, so jump on into the comments, let me know what your favorite Radio Silence film is, and give me an idea of how excited you are for Ready or Not, Here I Come. And to close out our very first news show of the Christmas season, we've got some Silent Night, Deadly Night remake news because there's been some viral marketing and they just dropped an 80s style trailer, so let's take a look. This one comes to us by the Bloody Disgusting staff, and the article reads, Billy Claus is coming to town on December 12th with the theatrical release of Silent Night, Deadly Night, and he just paid a visit to several major cities during the long holiday weekend. Billy came down the chimney and left bloody Santa suits behind in locations including Philadelphia, Austin, Washington, D.C., Dallas, Chicago, and New York City, sending a quote, naughty message ahead of his return to the big screen on December 12th in theaters nationwide. So okay, let's take a look at some of these pictures. I'm just gonna put them up on screen so you guys can get a good look. All over the country, silly stuff. I mean, they got a QR code and all that, but I dig a little bit of viral marketing, and admittedly, I'm a huge Rowan Campbell fan. I loved Halloween Ends, still do, and I've been looking forward to this one because I just think we could use all the Christmas horror we can get. So now that we've looked at all these pictures, including this last one that's on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which is totally awesome, let's go ahead and check out this 80s style retro trailer. All right, let's roll. The music that starts like mid-roll, great.
Girls that brought you Terrifier 3. 'Twas the night before Christmas.
Love that narration voice.
The house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
The nostalgia is heavy here. I mean, trailers looked like this when I was a kid. Let me know in the comments if you're old like me. Love the grain on the film. I know it's not gonna look like this. It's got that Terrifier look. I don't anticipate that the movie will look like this, but I dig it for the trailer. And we're seeing a lot of kills. I don't really care. I'm not really going for the story, you know, I'm kind of going for the mayhem of it all. Get him, Billy.
You've made it through Thanksgiving. Now try and survive Christmas. Silent Night.
Love the title card, bringing back that old...
Friday, December 12th at a theater near you.
Oh my God.
Showtimes.
Beautiful. All right, I mean, I'm already pumped up enough about Silent Night, Deadly Night that I didn't really need that trailer, but man, that was awesome. I've already got my ticket for this one. I'm really looking forward to checking it out on Thursday, December 11th. 5 p.m. Arizona time, so yeah, keep an eye out. I'll be dropping an out of the theater reaction. Don't worry, I won't spoil anything. At least I won't spoil anything that isn't in the trailers already. But jump on into the comments, guys. Let me know how excited you are for this upcoming remake. Are you gonna check this one out at the theater on opening weekend? Are you a huge fan of the franchise as a whole? Whatever you got, jump on into the comments and let me know. That's gonna wrap it up for this edition of the Horror News, but thank you guys so much for stopping by. Do you know that we go live here a lot? Did you know that I love audience engagement and interaction? Yes, it's all true, so make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Big shout out and thank you to our Patreon members as well as our YouTube channel members for making the dream work. You guys are so amazing, but don't you worry, I will be back. So until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.